We live in a very different world compared to our parents and our grandparents. We live in the information economy. We live in the digital era. 20 years ago, you needed to go to college in order to make a good living. But now we're living in a world where there's teenagers and young adults making hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're becoming rich in a matter of years from learning a skill online. We live in a world now where we don't necessarily need a degree in order to achieve job or financial security. Something that colleges themselves promise and something that our parents and our grandparents actually needed back in the day. And although we do have those opportunities that our parents and our grandparents didn't have, on the flip side of that, we now have access to so many sources of dopamine that our parents and our grandparents did not have as well. And we have so many sources of dopamine that we have literally messed up our minds. And you might be thinking, how have we messed up our minds? We have messed up our mind in a way that now we find it extremely difficult to concentrate for a long extended period of time in our day. Today, the average human being's attention span is 8.25 seconds. And you want to know what the average attention span for a goldfish is? 9 seconds. And social media companies found out about this and they instantly took advantage of it. They created short form content for their apps. That's why we now have Instagram Reels, we have TikToks, we have YouTube Shorts, where we get a lot of content squished together that we can watch in less than a minute. This gives us endless amounts of dopamine in a short period of time. And this is where we have the problem that we're facing now. Since we have now been getting so many hits of dopamine, when it's time to finish the homework for school or writing that newsletter or mastering a certain skill that we want to become master, we want to freaking excel at, that we want to make money from, now we find it difficult to do all those things because we cannot concentrate for a long enough period of time in order to get those tasks done. The moment we get bored, we instantly run to our phones. With so much stimulation that your brain have gotten, you have literally conditioned your mind, you have conditioned your brain to want constant stimulation at every time that you feel an ounce of boredom. And this affects your productivity a lot. You won't get any work done and you're gonna spend most of your day trying to focus as hard as you can to get that task that's right in front of you done. And this is not good if you want to get quality work done in a short amount of time, especially if you're watching this and you're someone who is short on time because you have a job that demands of your time a lot. You're working a 9 to 5 and you want to escape the 9 to 5 life. You need to cultivate this skill of deep work in order to create your own thing outside of the hours that you're working your regular job. If you can focus intensely for 4 hours in a day, or even 2 hours if you're someone who's extremely busy throughout your day, you can get a lot of work done in that short amount of time if you're able to focus and not get distracted throughout that time. But if every time you get ready to do some work and you instantly get distracted like this, then this is not going to help you at all in making any progress in whatever goal that you have in trying to escape the 9 to 5 or trying to get any quality work done in a short amount of time. It's going to be very difficult. I used to struggle with focus in the past and I honestly did not know why. But what I did know is that my days in the past were filled with so much distractions. Things like watching TV, playing video games, scrolling mindlessly, fapping to the hub, etc. Every single day, these habits were literally a part of my routine. But one interesting thing that I did notice is that I was never okay with being bored. I never allowed myself throughout my day to feel any bit of boredom. That's why I would spend hours playing Call of Duty, playing Fortnite, and scrolling mindlessly on social media while I wait for the next match to load up. If I was in the car, I was on my phone. If I was waiting in line, I was on my phone. If I was in the bathroom taking a massive shit, I was on my phone. This affected me when I noticed that I literally could not get any work done throughout my day. I couldn't even focus for 2 hours without getting distracted and wanting to grab my phone every couple of minutes or wanting to play some Call of Duty for a little bit. There was literally no such thing as productivity in my life. I literally couldn't get any quality work done. And so I wanted to improve my productivity because I honestly wanted to get some work done. I wanted to make some progress in my life and not just be a degenerate. And so I started reading books on productivity. I started watching videos like you guys are watching videos right now trying to improve yourselves. And then I ended up coming across what Cal Newport, the author of the book Deep Work, calls dopamine sickness. Dopamine sickness is when your mind has been so messed up because you have been giving it constant distraction whenever you feel a hint of boredom that now you find it difficult to do anything that is long and hard. Pause. I had to realize that there was really nothing wrong with me. The only thing was that since every single time I felt a hint of boredom, I constantly gave myself distractions. I constantly gave myself stimulation that now when it was time to do some work that required focus for 2 hours or 3 hours, I couldn't get myself to do it. I had to do something different or I would never see progress in my life. And so this is when I decided to start being okay with being bored. And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, it was not easy. I was slowly getting better as time went on not getting the nearest entertainment tool that I can grab whenever I felt a little bit of boredom. And over time, as I started to get better at doing that, I also noticed that my focus was also getting a lot more better. I went from being able to focus for an hour to being able to focus for 2 hours, and then it went on to 3 hours, and then I ended up getting to 4 hours of intense focus without getting any distraction or without me looking for something to distract myself with. 4 hours of focused work is what scientists and researchers have concluded is the amount of time that a human brain can focus intensely in one day. After that, our focus starts to diminish throughout our day, so we're not going to be as focused after we're done with the 4 hours. I was now able to focus for 2 to 4 hours intensely without getting distracted, something that I found so much struggle in doing in the past when my life was full of distractions and so much dopamine stimulating activities. It helped me learn a skill that required a lot of intense hours in practice that is not easy to do. It also helped me as well in writing newsletters that, by the way, I release every Sunday. So if you guys haven't subscribed to my newsletter, go ahead and subscribe for free. It also helped me edit my videos without getting distracted, without me wanting to, grab my phone here and there, check it for 5 minutes and then put it down and then grab it 10 minutes later. Overall, it helped improve my productivity and helps me get a lot of work done in 4 hours. The ability to concentrate for a long period of time is so beneficial and is a skill that we need to master in today's world. In his book, Deep Work, Cal Newport says that we need to master 2 abilities in order to thrive in this new world that we're living in. 1 is the ability to quickly master hard things, and 2 is the ability to produce at an elite level in terms of both quality and speed. And to acquire these 2 abilities, we need to be able to focus intensely without getting distracted. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, I'm not gonna lie, when I first read about this author, I was like, how do you pronounce his name? But he's the one who wrote the book Flow, and he calls it flow state. Being in a flow state is when you become so absorbed in an activity that literally nothing else matters. It's like you're zoned in. The activity or experience is so enjoyable that you literally are not focused on anything else but that thing that you're doing. And by the way, we've all experienced flow state. I mean, have you ever played video games and have been so immersed in the video game that literally nothing else matters and time is flying by like crazy? I know I have. Back when I was playing Call of Duty like crazy, I was in a flow state all the time. The only bad thing though about video games is that even though you do get into a flow state when you play a good video game, it doesn't really add any benefit to your life over the long run. I mean, you have a little bit of fun in the moment, but if you do this every single day, if you get in the flow state playing video games every single day for 4 hours or 8 hours, you're not really gonna benefit from it other than enjoying yourself. But then you're gonna go back to your real life and realize that nothing really has changed. You haven't really made any progress in real life. Yeah, we might get Prestige Master in Call of Duty, but our life is still the same. Companies are hiring people that have the skills that will benefit their business. People are succeeding without a college degree now more than ever before, something that was not possible to do 40 years ago. To acquire these skills, whether that is for getting a good job or for becoming an entrepreneur, to learn fast and to produce great work, you need to be able to focus intensely and not get distracted. And to help improve your focus, you need to fall in love with boredom. Falling in love with boredom is essential for you to be productive, because once you condition your brain to not want high stimuli whenever you feel an ounce of boredom, then you're going to be able to do deep work for 2 to 4 hours in a day and not seek any distractions while you're doing that. Being able to do deep work for 2 to 4 hours a day is going to help you become so productive and get so much work done in a short period of time, especially for those of you, like I said, who are extremely busy throughout your day, but you also want to do your own thing outside of the regular, job that you have. And getting more done in less time is going to help you also enjoy the rest of your day, to do other things that don't really have to do with work, like enjoying a hobby, painting, art, or going to learn a martial art, jiu-jitsu, or boxing, or spending time with family, spending time with friends. Imagine working for 4 hours in a day and then going about your day doing whatever it is that you want to do because you already got your work done. It's way better than working the whole entire day trying to get the same amount of work done because your brain is asking for quick dopamine hits every here and there whenever you feel a bit of boredom and you fall to it. If every moment of boredom in your life, whether that's waiting 5 minutes in line for your coffee or going to the bathroom and taking a massive dump, is relieved by a quick look at your phone because you're bored, then your brain is not going to be conditioned to do deep work throughout your day. Once you're wired for distraction, you're going to crave it. It's going to be inevitable. And I used to struggle with this, like I said in the past, when my days were filled with so much distractions and so much high stimuli activities that would give me so much constant dopamine. I couldn't stand being bored, and I fixed it with this strategy that I'm about to tell you guys in this video that literally helped me improve my productivity tremendously, that helps me get done 3 to 5 days worth of work in one day. Do not use distractions first thing in the morning. 71% of Americans check their phone within 10 minutes of waking up. 1 in 4 of those check their phone less than a minute after waking up. This is a habit that I used to have in the past, but what I didn't realize is how bad I was actually damaging my brain from doing this. You see, when you wake up and you instantly go and watch TV, or you go on your phone and you start scrolling mindlessly, or you turn on the PS5 to play a game of Fortnite, what you're doing is giving your brain a lot of quick dopamine so early in the morning. And so now for the rest of your day, you're gonna find it difficult to do anything that is not related to getting quick dopamine like that. You will want to do focused work for 2 to 4 hours in your day. Instead, you're gonna want to play video games, you're gonna want to watch TV, or you're gonna want to scroll mindlessly on social media and see what's up, because that's the first thing that you gave your brain in the morning, that quick dopamine hit. You basically programmed your brain early in the morning to want that type of dopamine throughout your day. So stop giving yourself quick dopamine first thing in the morning. Stop checking your phone as soon as you wake up. Do not entertain yourself every moment you get bored. Using the bathroom, waiting in line in the coffee shop, or waiting for the bus to arrive. These are moments in our life where we feel bored. And what do we do to fix it? We grab the nearest entertainment tool that we can get at that moment, which usually is our phone. Boom, boredom gone. I didn't realize the damage that I was doing to my brain every single time I did this until it was time to do focused work in my day, like 2 to 4 hours, and I couldn't do it because I was seeking any type of distraction that I could get because I would get bored. I would grab my phone every couple minutes and this affected my focus. When you feel a little bit of boredom and you instantly relieve it by grabbing the nearest entertainment tool that's in sight, what you're doing is you're forming a connection in your brain that every single time you feel bored, you're gonna grab something that distracts you. You're gonna give yourself high stimuli, and this is not gonna help you at all with doing deep work in your day. You need to get used to being bored so that you could train your deep mental muscles so that you can be able to do focused work without getting distracted. Train yourself to get used to being bored by not grabbing the nearest entertainment tool that's available to you at this moment whenever you feel a little bit of boredom. So when you use the bathroom, don't use your phone. When you're waiting in line, don't use your phone. Although you may be bored in that moment and you may want to you get like an itch of like grabbing your phone, even for like a minute. You tell yourself, you know what, I'm just gonna grab my phone for a minute, and the next thing you know, you spend 10 minutes on your phone. If you can do this, it's gonna do wonders to your focus over a long run. Schedule in advance when you use your distractions and do not use it outside the time scheduled. Back when I was addicted to social media, I would literally use it anytime I could, which was basically most of the time. While I would lay in bed, when I would use the bathroom, when I would get bored whenever I was doing a little bit of work, or when I would wait for the next Call of Duty match to start. These were moments when I would find myself scrolling on my phone. This hurt my productivity because I basically conditioned myself to grab my phone anytime I desired to, which is basically all the time. And then later on, when I started to get more in control of my life, more in control of my time, and I went on several social media detoxes, I ended up scheduling the times that I would use my social media instead of using it whenever I felt like it. I would use it at the end of my day. So once 7 p.m. hit, I would allow myself to go on social media now. But before then, I wouldn't allow myself to open up any social media app. When you constantly switch from low stimuli, high value activities like writing an essay for school to high stimuli, low value activities like scrolling on social media mindlessly whenever you feel a little bit of boredom, you weaken your mental muscles needed for concentration when it's time to do focused work. By scheduling your distractions like social media for instance, your mind now knows that it's gonna use it, just not now. And I implemented this as well with video games. Y'all know I was a heavy gamer before I ever started self-improving. Every single time I felt an itch to play, I would play. In Call of Duty and in Fortnite, I racked up so many hours in the past, especially in Fortnite in the beginning when it was first popping. You guys know, you guys are gamers yourself, or you used to be gamers. Fortnite in the beginning of his first seasons, like the first, season 1 to like season 5 or 6, were the most addicting times that I've ever had when it came to video games. I would play in the mornings and then I would play in the afternoon. But when I learned the damage that I was doing to my brain and to my focus by playing early in the morning, I started to schedule it as well. Instead of playing in the morning, I would play at the end of my day. After 7 p.m, I would allow myself to play video games if I wanted. Now, I don't play as much video games like I used to, but when I would in the past and I started to schedule it, I noticed that this helped me a lot with not playing video games so early in the morning, and by allowing myself, kind of like giving myself a reward when I would get my work done, to play in the afternoon. This way, I would strengthen my focus muscles and I wouldn't give myself quick dopamine so early in the morning like I used to in the past when I was literally grinding Call of Duty, getting Prestige Master, and trying to get to level 100 in Fortnite when I would try to get like the final skin. If you guys know, you guys know. Stop swiping up so much. Like I said in the beginning, social media companies know that our attention span is caca. This is why short form content like TikTok and IG Reels and YouTube Shorts are booming right now. It gives you instant dopamine in a matter of seconds. Every single time you swipe up, you're getting a hit of dopamine in your brain. And this is literally what is also causing our attention span to get even worse. Imagine watching IG Reels for 1 hour and then having to read a book for 30 minutes after. Your mind is gonna be like, what the f is this? I'm bored. Give me quick dopamine. You'll find it harder to focus for longer lengths on tasks that won't really give you quick dopamine, and these tasks are usually the tasks that are also high value. Spend less time of your day scrolling reels. You're being fed a quick dopamine every 10 seconds and you get addicted to it. This is why a lot of people find themselves going on TikTok or on IG reels and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna scroll for 5 minutes, and they find themselves scrolling for 30 minutes because every single time you scroll, you get addicted. You won't stop unless you slap yourself out of it. Meditate. Research shows that meditation can improve your focus. When you sit for at least 10 minutes, you close your eyes and you focus only on your breath, there are gonna be times where you're gonna get distracted. You're gonna be like, and you're gonna be thinking about something that happened yesterday, or you're gonna be thinking about that girl, or you're gonna be thinking about something that has nothing to do with your breath. And when you find yourself in that situation, you start to focus again on your breath. And what you're doing in this situation is training your focus. Every single time your focus gets derailed, you go back to focusing on your breath. Remember, if your mind wanders during a meditation session, this is not a bad thing. Just start to focus again on your breath, because that's the point of meditation. And also, if you're someone who is used to constantly getting bombarded with quick dopamine, you're someone who can't stand being bored, meditation is also a good thing to do. When you're meditating, you're gonna get bored because you're gonna be there for 10 minutes literally doing nothing but focusing on your breath. And this is gonna be key in helping you get used to being bored so that you can improve your focus. You need to rewire your brain to be okay with resisting distractions. Whether you're a student in college trying to get good grades, or you're trying to be an entrepreneur trying to make things happen in your life, you need to be able to cultivate the skill of being able to focus without getting distracted. Those who are thriving in the new world that we're living in are those who are able to focus intensely, and they're learning fast, and they're also improving the quality of the work that they're producing. If you constantly avoid boredom by getting the nearest entertainment tool that's in sight, you're gonna get dopamine sickness, and then you're gonna get easily tempted throughout your day to fall to the superficial tasks that add no value in your life, and your meaningful high value tasks in your day are gonna be ignored, like your schoolwork or your business. And this is gonna leave you living a superficial life and not a meaningful one. But anyways, that's all I gotta say. I'm out.